Yoshi is Astrojyotihealing. In this video, we are going to see how the planet in the sixth house works during its Mahadasha or any other time. If you are new to astrology, sixth house is the house of Prarabdha Karma. It means it is your karmic date. You are actually born to pay this off, and it's one of the houses which gets better as the time passes. So for somebody who is a kid, it is hard to deal with the sixth house matters. But as we grow, those things become kind of known. We have a strategy, we have a plan, and we can work along with the sixth house. Sixth house is owned by Mercury. It is said that all the malefic planets usually do better. That means if you have Saturn, Mars, then Rahu or Ketu placed in the sixth house of your natal horoscope, as time progresses, it will be easy for you to deal with things. I welcome all of you who are joining the live stream now. Please go ahead and write your queries after 10 minutes. We just started. I'm going to explain the background about sixth house, and soon we can go ahead and look at your queries and answer them. Yeah, feel free to write your queries. I welcome you all. Namaste, and thank you all of you for joining this live stream. Sixth house is usually seen from Lagna, as well as sixth house is seen from Moon as well. Malefics from Moon in the sixth house usually will give you a lot of emotional trouble. You can also have trouble related to food, allergies, or anything that Moon rules. Moon rules over your caring, caretaking, nurturing, and rhythms and routines. And when you have a malefic there, it means in your lifetime you are going to face such situations that will be difficult to deal with emotionally. But if this sixth house is aspected by any benefic planet, for example, Jupiter, then it shows all the troubles that you are going to have are going to get reduced and you will find the solution quite quickly. However, there are some dates that will not be completely repaid, and we have to go through them. And hence, whatever remedies any astrologer tells you about the sixth house, it can work up to certain limit. However, there are some things you will have to go through, and that is the hard thing about the sixth house. How do you see sixth house in addition to Lagna and Moon? You also see sixth house from the Mahadasha Lord. For example, you are running the Mahadasha of Mercury. Look at the planet that is in your natal horoscope, sixth from Mercury. During Mercury Mahadasha, during the long period of Mercury, that planet can bring out some karmic date. That planet can also bring out some issues that need attention now. I welcome all of you and thank you for joining this live stream. Namaste. And now please go ahead and write your queries one by one. Remember, if you have a benefic in the sixth house, then it may not be that hard lifetime. However, certain issues cannot resolve because it takes away your energy of fighting with it. On the other hand, malefics placed in the sixth house will give you a lot of energy to to fight, to quarrel, to argue, or make efforts in the direction of solving the debt. Ketu in the 6th house Libra, that is a great thing. Just remember, Libra is about relationships. So don't try to get out of relationships without thinking or abruptly. Rahul, you have Parivartan Yoga between 6th and 9th. That means there will be some time which will be difficult for you, but rest of the period will be easy. If Venus is in 12th, that means you have to have a faith in some system. Whenever Venus is exalted, it means you have to have faith system. Maybe if not religious way, then think about any institution, any organization. But you should have devotion and faith in something, and towards you should work. Basically, Venus in the 12th exalted will help you get over your debts. For Ketu in the 6th house, always remember there are some things which you are ignorant about. The best thing is, do not ever underestimate your competition. If it is in Aries, Anushka, then make sure you don't take any decision impulsively. Invest your energies towards healing. You can think about any sports, or you can also think about going away from your motherland, from the place where you are born, and work for a certain time. But 12th house is about losses as well as investing yourself and doing donations. As long as you follow it, it will work. Harshit, your 6th Lord, Ascendant Lord, 9th Lord and 10th Lord are connected. That means you will have a lot of success in terms of service-oriented industry, whether it is medicine, police, law, or it can be any industry. But your profession will involve either customer service, getting over complaints, working with whatever that are hindrances in the actual process, product, and getting over all those things. 6th Lord in the 7th house, Taurus ascendant. Just remember that whenever you are thinking about business partnership, marriage, or you are thinking about signing any deal, signing any contract, make sure you have taken care of all the things that are pending. Typically, whenever you talk to any business client or your spouse, as far as possible, complaining or continuous complaining should be avoided. Whenever we complain about certain things, we activate Mercury in the long way. Instead of that, use your thoughts, use your logic to find the solution. Mercury will always help you for the 6th house issues. In the process, if I am missing any of the questions or I have missed any question, I will get back to all of you later once this video is published. So don't delete your questions, let it be there. Any of you who have your 6th Lord retrograde, if that Lord is retrograde and it is Vargottama, make sure you devote some time to the service of people, most probably your community. Maybe you can schedule your time either on the weekend or any day you have off. You can work in any place that is related to food, donation, or helping the needy. That is the biggest and the best solution while dealing with 6th house matters. If you have Saturn, placed in the 6th house, most astrologers believe that Saturn does very well in the 6th house. In terms, people are most of the time saved through most of the illnesses. However, it gives you anything that is long lasting and chronic. If somebody has 6th house lord placed in the 11th house, 11th house is 6th from 6th. That means it is the best place for 6th lord to be. All your efforts will be rewarded. If you are taking any competitive exam, do your best, do your efforts, and usually these people do really well in competition, whether it is exam, sports, or any area where they are competing with somebody. These guys have lot of advantages. All the women watching this video, if you have a malefic placed in the 6th house, it means you are going to work towards the gains of 7th house, your marriage, and any business deal that you do can be little bit time consuming, little bit difficult to go through. However, consistency and timely taking actions would always help. Those of you who have moon placed in the 6th house, always remember less complaints and more caretaking. Whenever there is exchange of ascendant, moon, and Mercury, people have good communication skills. People are able to answer most of the queries. However, depending on the aspects on this Mercury, sometimes these people go into negativity, thinking and overthinking, analysis and overanalysis. And that is why they cannot take the decision. If you have such placement and typically Mercury is retrograde, I want you to set a timer when you are dealing with any difficult situation. And once that time is done, whatever decision you take, take it. Usually retrograde planets are related to some health issues as well. There is a separate video on my channel related to retrograde planets. Please watch that video. You will have a remedy related to 6th house. However, there are certain karmas that you will have to go through. And that is the reason we are born. We are born to take care of this house. Is there any question that I missed or any specific question that you want me to answer? Write it down. If you are running a period of any planet and Rahu is in the 6th in your natal horoscope from that planet, remember it is a trap. Rahu will create such situations that you will always feel like a victim. Usually when people have Rahu in the 6th house, they would tell so many complaints about whatever is happening. On the other hand, if there is a person who has 6th planet as a Saturn, 6th from the Mahadasha Lord, that person would be working hard and he would have more endurance. Rahu enjoys creating some drama, seeking attention. However, since a malefic planet, Rahu will eventually give you success. But when you complain too much, you are using Mercury wrong way. Rather, use your intelligence of Rahu along with Mercury and find a solution. If you have Mars placed in the 6th house, usually you are competitive, you are good at taking action. However, be careful while driving, and depending on the houses that planet rules, you will have certain issues related to that. Usually 6th house Lord Nakshatra is also very important, and doing the remedy of that Nakshatra will always give you lot of success. There is a separate series about how to reduce the negativity of a Nakshatra on my YouTube channel. Please take a look at it. If Saturn and Rahu both together sit in 6th house, Saturn and Rahu is in a way difficult combination because Saturn helps you take care of certain things, but Rahu will always create some dilemma, some illusion, and you may not be able to take action or do efforts. The remedy for this is you can chant Om Namah Shivaya, or you can do one thing. Try to start finding good things in any person you are dealing with. Usually, we owe to our family members the most. And when Saturn and Rahu is there, we always feel we are not getting enough attention. Can you type the previous question, please? I missed it before I was able to read it. Sixth house Lord is in 8th house, conjunct Venus Moon. Okay. Whenever 6th house Lord goes into 8th house, it is a Viparit Raj Yoga. That means during that Mahadasha of those planets, you will get certain opportunities that will give you the solution. I'm not going to say that it's going to be very easy. It is a 6th house time period, or it is a Dushtana time period since it's the 8th Lord as well. But always remember, you will find solution. Do the remedy for moon for sure, because you will feel low, you will feel kind of neglected, or you will feel lonely if Venus and moon are in the 8th house. As far as health goes, people may have issues related to bladder, kidney, or reproductive systems. So if you are running through certain issues, do not neglect them. However, 8th house is a house of transformation. So always seek remedy, always seek any methodology, new system, any change that will be helpful to transform yourself. And Venus and Moon, both planets are benefic. So you will be able to find solutions for whatever issues if there are any. This is a great placement if you are working in the fields of finance, banking, inheritance, insurance, or maybe related to communications and public speaking. Whenever Mercury is in Pisces, the best thing is go for walks near river, sea, and have faith in something. Mercury is debilitated in the sign of Pisces for a reason, and that is you are not going to use your logic and thinking too much in solving something. There has to be some devotion, some faith system, and as long as you have it, Mercury will do excellent. Mercury usually gives the ability to imitate, and hence do not worry about Mercury's debilitation. Mercury is giving you a blessing in turn. Okay. Anuj, are these planets combust? Because you said they are with Sun. If you are going through the Saturn Dasha, then remember, have patience, have endurance, and donate to anybody who is needy. That is the best remedy. If Mahadasha Lord is placed well, if Mahadasha is good, then you will have less hindrances even if you are running the 6th house period. Whenever there is Jupiter retrograde, the best remedy is you can teach the people who need education. Retrograde planets want you to do karma related to them. There will be some results which are not in our control. However, once you start doing remedy for those planets, they will eventually give you the best result. Retrograde and Vargottama means they are here to bless you. There is some work that you are supposed to do which was not done before, and this is your chance to do it. carry forward. Retrograde means in a way equal to repeat. Do it again and again. There are certain professions, there are certain fields where if a person has lot of patience and ability to do the same thing again and again, it is very rewarding. And there are many professions like that. For example, sports people, they will have to, if there is a bowler, he has to bowl. A batsman has to keep on batting. A surgeon has to keep on doing surgeries one after the other. And sometimes every surgery can be very similar. Those of you who have retrograde planets understand they are there for a reason. Okay, Anuj, if Mercury is combust, usually it is not affected. Mercury is with Sun and it is the Buddha Aditya Yoga. It is one of the very common yogas available in many horoscopes. But there is one care I would suggest that you should take. If you are noticing you are becoming more choosy, then try to be more inclusive. For Aquarius ascendant, Saturn is the ascendant lord. It goes into the 6th house. That means you are your own enemy sometimes. And this happens when we don't take care of our own health. We don't follow whatever is good for us and we don't love ourselves. First love yourself and then you will be able to love whatever the situation you are in your profession wise mostly. 6th house is also Artha house. So you can choose profession, job or business related to that. Mostly I find people are either into finance, accounting, they are into medicine, they are into law, police related professions where they have to provide service, any kind of service industry which takes away the imbalance. Because the next house is 7th house, which is about relationships and about trying to seek balance. Whenever 6th house lord goes into the 1st house, that means it brings all the karma. So you will be known for whatever karma you do. And usually if Venus is that 6th lord, you are coming to take care of the relationships in your life. If 6th house is in the 12th house, 6th lord is in the 12th house, this is again a Viparit Raj Yoga. That means even if there are losses, you will find a way to gain through them. These are the people typically work with insurance or they work with any kind of repair system. For example, there is a storm and there is a lot of loss of property, shops and everything. But there are people who would come and take care of those things. All people who do repair work of any kind can also have Viparit Raj Yoga. Doctor, teacher, advisor, these are the main professions in addition to any repair work usually seen with that Viparit Raj Yoga. Even if it is a Raj Yoga, it is a Viparit Raj Yoga. That means you will have to go through certain negativity. You will face hurdles. You will have some issues. But you will find solutions to whatever situation is eventually once you understand this pattern. Thank you all of you for joining this live stream and asking your queries. If there are any questions that I didn't answer, I am going to get back to them and answer them. Make sure you, when this video gets published, write your query again if I missed it. Libra ascendant, all 6th house Karka, retrograded. Okay. 5th, 6th, 7th house lords in conjunction with 3rd house. Usually with the 6th house, I do find medical professionals, and when there is 5th and 3rd house involved, you could be somebody dealing with either childcare pediatrician or somebody who is into communication industry, or you can take care of people's health in the way, work with their shoulder, hands or ENT specialist. It is about communications, it is about teamwork, it is about strengthening people, giving courage to people. So, people who are motivational speakers are who are executive coaches, they also have this kind of placement. Mercury retrograde in sixth house. Is there any particular allergy or a skin condition that you are facing, or this Mercury is making you overthink? What is it, Rab? If you can explain more, I'll be able to answer. All three planets are retrograde. That means usually you are surrounded by people who expect a lot from you. Whenever Saturn is retrograde, people tend to do lot of work, overworking. And same way, they expect the same thing from you. Whenever Venus is retrograde, people are very choosy about their relationships. Whenever Mercury is retrograde, people overthink. Kajal, the remedy for this placement will be, if you have access to any chakra kind of meditation, chakra meditation, those chakras in the body need to be balanced, and you will have to set a timer about how long you work or people around you expect you to work. I know there are certain professions and certain responsibilities for that people tend to overwork and it is necessary, but maybe going for a walk, setting aside meditation time will always help. Those of you who have sixth house nakshatra or sixth lord nakshatra as Punarvasu, if it is Punarvasu, remember, you borrow or you take a loan of only that amount that you can pay. Whenever there are a lot of malefics in the sixth house, Anurag, eventually you will find solution, because all the malefic planets give you a drive, an urge, a capacity to work harder. Whenever there are benefic planets placed in the sixth house, people usually tend to take things casually and they feel somebody else is going to take care of their solutions most of the times. Fortunately, it happens at least 60-70% of the time, but then you are not taking care of the pending karma. If you take efforts, benefic planets will help you even more. I think I missed the last question. Okay. Ascendant Scorpio, Anuradha, sixth house Ketu. Okay. Anuradha is one of the comparatively easy nakshatras from the Scorpio sign. You are usually really good with friends and working in any group kind of activities. Always remember, you can support all your friends, your team members, your siblings, and continue doing that. If somebody has Pushya Nakshatra as sixth house, is it the just the sixth house lord? Is it the nakshatra in the, or planet is in the Pushya in the sixth house? If it is Pushya, usually you should be in the caring, in the caretaking kind of role, or somebody can always deal with food related business. Leo ascendant Saturn in sixth. Saturn is in own sign, so I think it should be comparatively easy placement to deal with, but lot of hard work and lot of endurance. Most of the times, whenever ascendant lord goes into the sixth, we go into the professions that are related to service industry. But when sixth lord goes into the first house, we have a tendency to always find faults, criticize, find negativity, or complain. Instead of that, if we get into the habit of finding solutions, the sixth house starts improving. If you have a conjunction of 5 to 6 planets in the sixth house, that means it's a planetary war. Always sixth house can stay active depending on the Mahadasha that you are going through. If they are closely conjunct, it may give some physical issues. However, most of the times you may find so many people who are coming and opposing your ideas. The rule is always respect somebody who is more experienced than you, who is older than you, and always support someone who is younger than you and less experienced than you. Sun Rahu conjunct in 6th house, less than 7 degree. Okay. Whenever Sun goes into the 6th house, it gives you great ability to solve problem. It is one of the best positions for somebody who is into service industry and problem solving. If Rahu is conjunct with Sun, it is known as Grahan Yoga. That means you will always feel some kind of illusion or try to follow somebody who is a public figure. Just be careful in doing that, because what you see may not be the truth. 6th house is Earth house. It is related to earning. It is related to money. So people can work in the mortgage industry, or depending on the connection of 6th house to the other houses, it shows whether you will borrow money for your house, whether you should borrow money for your education, or whether you should take huge loan for starting any new business. But for that, individual horoscope and the time period is important and should be studied. So I may not be able to tell you accurately if certain things will work or not, but checking the whole horoscope will definitely give the idea. All houses in the horoscopes are tied together. It's always good to concentrate on one house and talk about it. However, if the malefic aspects it, if the malefic is conjunct with it or benefic aspects it, will change the lot of results. Give me just a minute. Okay. Those of you who have Venus placed in the 6th house, and if Venus is debilitated, Venus is in Virgo, that means this is typically about your relationships. All the females in your life, and usually it is seen that whenever a family member has Venus debilitated, that means females in that family are sometimes not respected well, not cared well, or they are not valued, and hence relationships are imbalanced. If you have this placement, make sure you take care of this issue. If you are a man with Venus debilitated, respect all the females in your life, typically your wife. This gives excellent position for working in finance or any customer support role, any QA related role, or you can also work in pharmaceutical industry. People are usually seen into public roles. Jupiter is in Cancer in Pushya Nakshatra. What about this? Is it in the sixth house though? Jupiter does very well in Pushya. It is exalted in the sign of Cancer. If it is in the sixth house, sometimes you will notice that depending on the other placement of planets, people may have issues related to milk allergy, allergy to dairy, or people may later find that they are putting on weight. But sixth house is a house where up to certain limit you can get over the issues. Rishabh Lagna, Ketu in the sixth house, in Rahu's Nakshatra, Ketu Mahadasha going on. Okay. If you have a Ketu Mahadasha going on, do not underestimate anybody. Typically, when you see somebody walking into your office in your professional work or even in the your personal life, somebody who is not well dressed, somebody who doesn't have a brand car, vehicle, or doesn't you look at them and don't feel like maybe they are rich or they don't have something or they are not capable of doing work with you, but situation could be entirely different. Ketu is our ignorance, and whenever Ketu is placed in the sixth house, we tend to underestimate people, our competition typically. Those of you who have planetary conjunctions in the sixth house, that means sixth house will be active most of the times, and hence you will see the prolonged effects. Somebody has planet in the Bharani Nakshatra. Bharani usually deals with accidents and traffic jams, and hence you should drive your vehicle carefully, operate machinery carefully, and typically if you are emotionally disturbed, take extra care. On the other hand, this is a great placement for someone who wants to work in the rehabilitation related area, police force, or you can also work in any automobile industry. How Jalapravaha helps getting over all the issues. Okay. Most of the time, people need logical explanation of any remedy they are told. If you accept that moon definitely alters the menstrual cycle of women or mood swings for people, that means moon's energy is known to affect us, and moon usually affects the water related things. There is a high tide and a low tide, and that is dependent on moon cycles. Water is known to have memory. Water is known to have lot of energy. Our body has about 70% or more water. We are actually connecting ourselves when we do any remedy related to water. You can do a simple experiment. Start watering a plant by saying good words to that plant. On the other hand, you can choose to neglect one plant completely, or when you water, use bad words. When scientists did this experiment, they noticed that a plant where we were using positive words, giving water, it started growing faster, better. That means water has ability, same way any conductor, it can carry the energy around, carry the energy through, and hence all the remedies are advised with water. When we want to let something go, we use water that way. When we are supposed to consume something, we use water that way. It is the major energy source for all living beings. Try doing water remedy if you have planets placed in the water sign. If Mercury retrograde in 6th house and Cancer rising. Cancer rising natives are usually do good in hospitality industry as well as restaurants, hotels, food related business. You can also work in hospitals or medicine related field. If your education is related to any field where you can be a teacher, professor, that is also good job for Cancer ascendant. Your 6th house is usually, if it is related to Sagittarius, you will be into teaching and coaching related professions. I think I have answered most of the questions so far. If there are any other questions remaining, feel free to type them, type them again, and I'll get back to you. This video will be available once it is published. Thank you all of you for joining this live stream. You're joining from various parts of the world. I saw that and thank you. I appreciate it. Look forward to hearing from you. Keep commenting, keep liking, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. I missed that last question, but I will answer it later. Do not worry about if it is aspected by malefic. When a malefic planet aspects it, it tests your ability to overcome a certain situation. Just remember, if a malefic aspects, the hurdles will be more. If a benefic aspects, the hurdles will be less. There is nothing good or bad. We are given our horoscope because this is what we are born with, and we are going to find way through that. We cannot choose now our planets, but we can definitely reduce the negativity and we can increase the positivity with our karma, with our deeds, with our good deeds that we do for everyone. I will definitely state my information about the next live, and I plan to do this more often. Thank you for joining. Namaste. Thank you. Shubhamastu.